All right, so we have Alan here who just finished 16 weeks with Weight Loss Warrior. So Alan, go ahead and tell me what made you want to start our program, because I know that you had told me prior to starting that you had done other things, but what made this different for you and you want to start it?
Um, well, when I tried other things, it's the easiest way to explain it is you see a lot of advertisements for, 28-day this or 30-day that. And for me, it became real because I wanted a lifestyle change, not a 30-day fix. So that's kind of what I was shooting for. Just getting older, you get busy with life and then not paying attention. Then you look up and you're like, oh, I need to do something. And I'm around some people that are older than I am, and they've gotten to the point of their doctors telling them, "Hey, you need to change your diet. You need to do something. Your cholesterol's high. Things like that."
Right. Yeah. And so tell me what made this program different for you than like the whole 30 or like a keto or a 30-day this or a 21-day this? What made this different than that?
So probably one of my favorites and everyone else's favorite is I get to eat the foods that I like and the stuff that I eat every day. Versus I've listened to people talk about keto and they're like, oh, it'll make you sick. It'll do all these things. You can't eat carbs. You can't eat this. You can't eat that. And I think for me, if I would have done that, that's kind of set me up for failure. When I say that, I don't eat something I like for a long time and then I have a bad day or something. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to eat this. I don't care. I deserve it. And then you end up binge eating it or you eat too much and then you feel guilty. So
Yeah.
For this, it's allowed me to eat the things that I like and in moderation, and I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, good. I know, because we would talk every week and you would tell me some things that, I mean, you would eat whatever you wanted, really. I mean, as long as it kind of fit within what you were going to do for the day. Like you would have,
Yes.
I think like you would have donuts, and what would you have at work? You'd have, I forgot, what was your,
Oh, so we have a lot of safety meetings and stuff and other meetings, and we have a lot of vendors, and they bring in stuff that's visually attractive. They'll bring in sweets, they'll bring in cookies and donuts.
yeah.
I mean, they're especially around the holidays, they bring so much stuff in, and then we have to walk by it every day. So
Yeah. But you
it's
got to
tough.
eating some of that stuff though. I mean, there are days where you would have some of it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't deny myself any of it. I
Yeah.
mean, there was days I was like, oh, I've got my meal with me. I've got this planned out. I would want to, but then I wouldn't. And then, then there was an occasions, I might grab a donut or something. And then, you would help me adjust and walk through that on what to do with it. So,
Yeah, cool. And then tell me how many pounds did you lose? And I know we didn't get exact inches, which is fine, but go ahead and tell me how many pounds did you lose and tell me some differences you see in your clothing.
okay. So I've lost right at 20 pounds. Um, Not so much in the inches, like in the waist per se,
Mhm.
but I've got clothes that I used to wear that I haven't worn in a year, and I mean I can wear them now. So it's not just my waist only dropped 2 inches. It's I've lost things in other places. I feel better. I get up in the morning. I know I see myself every day. You get up, you look in the mirror, and you're like, wow, I can tell a difference.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point that other people around you are like, man, you're doing good. We've noticed you're losing weight and stuff. So it's
Yeah. And that always helps motivate
yes.
you to do more. So, and you told me you bought a new belt, right? Like you had to get a new belt, I think. Because we have,
Yeah. So I had one and I don't know, I've had it forever. And then so
yeah.
I really liked it. And so I got another one. I got the next size smaller. And I started out, I've gone up, I've gotten smaller with it also. So
Yay. Okay. And so right before we did our Zoom, because you've been done with the program for a couple weeks now. So I was asking you like, hey,
yes.
have you been doing? Are you still doing well? And you're telling me you're still doing really well. And sounds like you kind of know what to do. Because that's one of the biggest things I tell people is that great. Like if I can help you lose 20 pounds, that's great. But if you don't know how to continue to do it, then I fail. And so my goal is to always make sure that you're good moving forward. And it sounds like you are.
Yes. And that's the best part. I mean, had it been 30-day program, say you said, okay, we're going to do this. I mean, that would be a lot to retain. And so, after 30 days, might have been in a different situation. What about this? Or, my moods change, or, and I'm human. I have days that, I'm aggravated or frustrated. And I'm like, I'm not going to do this today. And it, but what it comes down to, I believe that, creating good habits takes more than 30 days.
Yeah.
So, if I'm 30, 60 into it, and there's been days I've texted you or I've called you and said, hey, what about this? Or, and you've walked me through it. It's, I was at the grocery store one day and I was like, oh, I'm going to get some different stuff, kind of along the guidelines that you showed me. One of them was coffee. And I was like, oh, well, can I have coffee creamer? So I remember I was at the grocery store. I was like, I'm just going to text her right now. So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm very proud of you. And something else too, you work like a ton. You work
Yes.
a lot, and a lot of people are fearful that, and I'm not saying it's an excuse for people, but a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I'm working too much right now. And so I try to tell people it's manageable. You can still do it even though you work. And you're an example of that, because you work probably
Yes.
more than anyone that I know. And if you can do it, I believe other people can.
Yeah. And I mean, as far as the meal planning, I mean, some of the things like turkey wraps and the fruit stuff, we've got a refrigerator at work. I don't necessarily have to prepare them for the week in advance. I've got to where I was like, hey, I can take this stuff, I can put it in the fridge at work and it's there, and I can throw it together on my lunch break.
Yeah. Yep. So. Super easy stuff. Yep. All right, Alan. Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. And so for someone who's sitting on the fence, maybe they're a super busy person, they've tried, all the fad diets, would you recommend this program to other people?
Yes, I would. What was I going to say? I was going to share one of my thoughts. I kind of lost it. But for people with busy lifestyles, we still eat. And, some of these things, utilizing the fact that we have the refrigerator at work and I can put things in there, that's still less time to do that than it would be to say go hit the drive-through or go somewhere. So it's a mindset, and being that it's not just a 30-day quick fix, it's something that you get used to. I mean, you've been great as far as, if I want to shoot you a text or call you and say, hey, what do I do about this? Then, I mean, you've been there for me.
Yeah.
One of the things that for me was a struggle was other people that are around me. So that's one thing I would touch on until people don't get discouraged. It's for me to be in the household, everybody's used to eating a certain way, and then I come in, it turns into, there was a moment of, it's like, well, we were cooking two meals, one for everybody else and then one for me.
Yeah.
But everybody's come around and they're noticing, hey, you're serious about this, you're putting effort into it. We can see a change, and those around me, they want to be part of that. So it's becoming easier for me to do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super great. Yes. All right, Alan. Well, thank you for sharing your experience, and you'll have to stay in touch.
I definitely will stay in touch. So.
All right.